Hi guys, it's me Pamela from Memphis FoodTrotter.blogspot.com. In today's Pamela Fear Not series, I'm going to be trying recipes I've never done before, and they're actually from Delish. I saw an article of all these holiday sort of food items and appetizers and just party food, and they all look really good. So I wanted to try a couple for you and myself today. So we're gonna do our first recipe from Delish, and it's these little antipasto kind of squares. And so we're gonna see if these work out. I might change a couple of things just based on, you know, my own cooking experience or things like that. So, but I'm gonna try and follow the recipe as closely as possible. If you are interested and love those Delish recipes, then stay tuned. Because I'm using my toaster oven, I'm going to use one of these sweet Hawaiian crescent rolls and split it in half of it being flattened out for the bottom, and the other half will be flattened out for the top. The Delish recipe actually calls for pepperoni slices on the bottom. However, I did read some comments from people saying that it makes the sandwich kind of soggy, so it doesn't crisp up on the bottom. And personally, I'm not a huge fan of pepperoni, so I found prosciutto at Aldi's. Again, pretty much, I think all of my ingredients I got from Aldi's. And so this is going to be my first layer, and then I'll add the other ingredients on top. Next is Black Forest ham. Now the cheeses. This is sliced provolone. And finally, sliced mozzarella. So the recipe says to preheat the oven to 350, but in my personal experience, my crescent rolls never brown all the way. So I'm going to actually do 375. And then once it starts browning, then I'll turn it back down to 350. So preheat the oven and then flatten out your other half of the crescent roll tube, and that will be the top layer of the sandwich. As the finishing touch, I'm going to pour a little bit of the olive oil on top and just use my fingers to kind of spread it out. And then I'm going to sprinkle on some shredded Parmesan as well as some oregano. And I'm going to put this in the oven for 35 minutes, but I am going to check after 10 minutes to see how brown the top is before lowering the temperature to 350 and possibly covering with foil and then just cooking the rest of the 35 minutes. This is what it looks like right out of the oven. I'm going to let it cool a little before cutting it. And because of the shape, I decided to cut it into 8 pieces. I do have a second tube of crescent roll, so I'm going to make a second batch, but I'll dosify it by adding a layer of yellow banana peppers, and I made sure to drain them first. The second recipe I'm going to do from Delish is actually pretty classic and easy. It's pig in a blanket, except I'm going to do my own twist on it and do turkey franks instead of the traditional cocktail. The first thing though I need to do is just melt a little bit of butter. For my first batch, I'm just going to cut about 5 of these hot dogs in half. I'm going to separate half of the tube of crescent rolls out into the triangles, and Delish says to cut them in thirds, but I have no way of doing that, so I cut it in halves, and I'm just going to lay them and spread them all out. Now I'm going to wrap the little piggies up in their blanket, starting with the wide side of the crescent roll and just rolling, wrapping around until all of the dough is used up. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit and place your pigs in a blanket on a lined baking tray. Take some of that melted butter and brush it onto your little pigs in the blankets. Now I, for some reason, have misplaced my pastry brush, so I'm just using a spoon and just kind of using the backside to smooth it out. Then I'm going to place this in the oven for 12 minutes until golden brown. Alright, so here is the other dish that I made from Delish.com. Super simple, but it's always a crowd pleaser. I didn't have finishing salt or flaky salt, so I just sprinkled in some dried parsley. I'm just gonna take one. My older son requested these when he went through the list of Delish pictures. Oh, hot. But the top is nice and crispy with that butter. I hope you guys enjoyed these Delish recipes. They definitely work. You can of course customize them to however you would like, add your own little twist to them. Hope you guys try this out during this holiday season. Stay safe, guys, and I'll see you guys later. Bye, y'all.